Anyway, we'll start it from here.
That's fine. We can start from back there. These episodes always start in weird ways.
I don't think people really care, to be honest, anymore.
We could just
Not
say
really.
whatever. We could say whatever at this point, and they're like, just get to the glass bit.
I just want to hear the smashing sound of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
WWE really has been part of this from the start, hasn't it? It's all
I
it's
think it's part of the DNA.
yeah, I didn't really think about it, but yeah, the glass smashing's been here since day one. So
That's because I made it.
yeah,
And I'm a very talented individual with many skills and potentials.
correct. I didn't know if you were trying to bait me with something or like what was happening, but I was like, yeah, yeah.
I got a solid correct, and that'll do for me. Yeah.
Speaking speaking of
What,
yeah, you go. There you
I
go.
was just going to say, what does Jared think of you? Correct. Yeah. Describe ant in one word. Correct.
Yeah,
Or
correct.
correct. Anyway, do you want to do what we want to do?
Speaking of glass smashing.
That's the play of the game. That is the play of the game.
The impossible angle, and he puts it through importantly.
Danger, 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 danger. Butler, 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 Butler. Get around him. Get around him.
Edge of the seat.
All right, we're back. Episode 46,
Seven.
7, 6, 5, in the 40s.
Mid to late 40s.
Think of David Warner's batting average.
I
Sit
was going
there.
to say, think the age of a man when he starts to build a man cave. Think,
Really getting
uh,
into demographics here.
yeah, absolutely. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, mid to late 40s. That's what's happening right now, and it's good. We're continuing to cruise through. This gonna be the last one from Vegas. Like, no, there'll be one more before I leave here, isn't there?
Yeah, one more from Vegas.
Yes. Second last Vegas
And
extravaganza.
then I'm assuming we'll go back to weekly.
Assuming so. That's what
We
I'm assuming is
assume so.
happening.
Don't hold us to it. Just
Don't quote.
just assume, which is a lot of this podcast has been for the last 18 months.
So the entirety of the length of the podcast.
46 midlife crisis episodes we've had.
Exactly right.
It's all been assumption.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's just what it is. But footy's happened, and we talk about it. So that's basically all we need to do, I think.
Oh, speaking of footy, I've got something
Oh,
for you.
I already know where this is going to go. I think I'm waiting for a
It
nice little
happened
try.
on the weekend, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, I was going to say I was waiting for the trophy to come into
It's 2-0.
fragrance.
I didn't rub it in because it was a shit game. But now I've had a few days to process everything that's happened, and
Look, it wasn't. Yeah, it certainly wasn't the best game between Saints and Port that's ever happened. It wasn't the worst though. We all know the worst. Don't worry about
oh,
that.
Kent. Oh,
But we know the worst. But yeah,
Jesus
it
Christ.
happened. And look, it was not like it was close. I think I tweeted at the time being like, this is a great example of close game does not equal good game because it was close for sure. It wasn't good though. It was never
No,
good. It was never good for any
no.
second. But it was close, and for about three quarters there, I had a little bit of faith, and then yeah, we did what we do and lose. So that's fun.
Yeah, well, you know, each to their own, I guess. But I try, I watched it back because I was at a wedding and I watched it back and it was just like, this is not watch worthy after it's happened live
Nope.
at all.
Not
But in saying that, in the entirety of time that I've known you, positives, you know?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
for the first time in years, we get to play each other again later in the year, which I'm sure will be a fascinating and thrilling game of football.
Back to Marvel where play some fat Ross ball and the score is probably 56 to 52 and you guys win again most likely.
Well, I'm planning on obviously coming over and we're probably going to go to it together, but this is probably going to come with me.
And probably still leaving your possession too, because it'll probably be 3-0.
Well, I've got two of them now,
Oh.
so I might give one to you as a bit of a maybe as a loser cup.
I was gonna say as a thing that I'm aspiring to get at some point.
So every time you wake up in the morning when you come back, you'll just look up and you see this cup, and it's not the 1966 cup.
May as well
It's
be.
my big face, grinning as you've lost again.
Again. Are we ever going to beat Port Adelaide again? I don't think so. I think the rest of history we lose to Port Adelaide, and that's okay.
There's two droughts happening. There's one the Premiership drought,
We lose to Port
and then
Adelaide.
there's the Port Adelaide drought.
Yeah. We just man, I don't know. Like, and the thing that like hurts the most is like arguably our worst player on the night on fucking Friday, whatever night it was that we played, um, was Dougal Howard, and he was our best player the last time we won against you guys, which is hilarious. So it's just very funny to think about because it's like the downfall of both him and our football club. And yeah,
I
it's just so oh well.
think that was the first time he's played Port back at the Adelaide Oval since you won in 2022.
Yep.
Clearly has lost all sights of what the Adelaide Oval looked like. Riley Bonner, on the other hand, clearly knows the dimensions and clearly knows what colours he's playing for.
Well, Adelaide, he thinks. I think he thinks it's the one with the teal on. Because yeah, not good. Bad footballer.
It's okay. It's fine. I won't rub it in too much.
We've just
It's
spent
all
the
for
first
show.
just spent the first like 6-7 minutes of this rubbing.
Well, to be fair, we've got a showdown this week and it's not going to be fun, I don't think. So
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
trying to soak in every win we have.
That's fair. Well, that's what I'm saying. I know that we're bad, but I'm just thinking at least there was some good football this week that I could watch. Not a lot of good football, but at least there was some good football this week. Mainly the Anzac Day game, which for some reason every single year, without fail, manages to deliver, and it did it again to a point where we don't get a result. So,
Yeah. And it's funny that it's 29 years since the original where there's another draw.
yeah.
It's very good. I don't know why people I know the draw is like anticlimactical, but I love it. I think it just gets to the fact where it's like, all right, teams get to share the points and you know they've done everything they can, they still couldn't get a result. That's part of the game. Happens
I
everywhere.
I have a bad history with draws, as we know.
Mm.
But I agree in the sense that like I like a lot of people don't like this. I love this. I love the eerie feeling when the siren goes and the scores are level and then no music plays because you're just expecting all this music to happen. And especially at games like the Anzac Day game where there's 90,000 people there. And all you hear is 90,000 people just being like, fuck, like, nobody wins. And it's the best. That sound is so funny because the siren goes and then it's quiet. And everyone's like, shit, what are we doing now?
Yeah, what do we
I
do?
love,
What are we doing?
I love it. But I do have some bad history with draws. I'm glad in finals it's not draws because that's tough. But in regular season games, that's fine. It's very funny.
Yeah, we've obviously we'll get to the thing in a second, but I just think in season, it's just it creates a dynamic where you might get to a point where it's like, right, I'm sort of glad we had that draw because now we're half a game ahead going into, a top eight battle or a top four battle or, could be the deciding factor in anything. And I think people sort of seem to forget you might get a result that day, but later down the track, if you're relying on something like 2 extra points is massive. So it's better than a loss, in my honest opinion.
But yeah,
And in
obviously.
season, if you don't need to have a result, there's no point in. Well, we're obviously going to get a result. There's three possible outcomes, two more probable, but if there's no need to have a result in the end of it, then there's no point, playing an extra couple of minutes or having a that shot goal kicking challenge or something, you know?
We'll get to that in a second. Um, yeah, no, I agree. And it's also like, especially with both of these teams right now, anyway, mainly I think more Essendon than Collingwood. Well, I mean, either team really. These two teams have obviously like they're at the moment they're kind of sitting mid-table-ish. With the draw, it eliminates the whole percentage thing, at least with like, unless another team draws, it eliminates percentage. So it's literally you just have to be good enough from now on. It's not like you have to be good and win by a certain amount. It's just be good and you'll be fine. Like that's kind of what it is for these two teams now. It's like a draw means that. A draw means it eliminates the whole percentage side of things. And it is literally be good enough and win games and you will go in. Like you don't have to win games by a lot, win games by a little. Like you just fucking gotta win. Like it's all it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much, you just gotta win. And I think that suits Collingwood really well, especially because like we know how Collingwood do in those close games and stuff like that. Suits Collingwood really well in their game style in just winning games. Doesn't matter how they do it, just win games. And it adds in like and adds another dynamic because now you'll see the sort of mindset of the teams change, being like, okay, don't have to worry about how much we're beating teams by. Just got to win games, and that's it basically. So I like it.
I think so. I think and people like they talk about how draws are a massive problem and they make this a big deal. It's a discussion point we've had for years. They won't change it. But like how many draws do we have a year? One,
Who's
two?
yeah.
How many fucking games do we have played? 9 a week, times that by 24, minus some buys, include finals. It's yeah, it baffles me that this has a topic that needs to be serious enough to change the rules. They don't
If it was
play they play draws in the EPL in season. There's no penalty
yeah.
shootouts. If they're trying to base it off of that, then your argument's counterproductive.
Yeah, especially like it's so rare. Like you may as well keep one of the rarities in the game of a draw. It's not going to happen very often. It doesn't. If for some reason draws became more, you know, like if there was like one a week, then you could maybe like okay, like let's pull back a little bit. But it's not going to happen. There isn't going to be one a week. Um, there'll be one a season sometimes. So like there's no point. Like what's the point? You may as well just let it happen. Like finals different, obviously, because you have a set schedule you need to be set to. You have to book venues and stuff for enough people in the grand final and stuff like that. Like understandable for that, but for everything else, like man, is what it is.
Yeah, like the grand final is a totally different story. I think, yeah, it'd be done on the day. Every other thing is done on the day. Why not finish that on the day? But in season, we don't need to go extra time.
Certainly not. Not a chance.
What do the people think, though? In our
So the people
poll,
people seem to agree with us. So we put out a poll the day after, obviously, the Anzac game, which said, would you want to see extra time introduced for regular season AFL games? And 84% of people said, get it away from my game. And 16% said absolutely. So they're very much in agreement. And then we had arguably the funniest reply to a tweet I think I've ever seen in my entire life. And yeah, honestly, Benjamin, if you're watching this, listening to this, I'm just going to read it out. Because it's just going to be a great entertainment. Nope. Or introduce a around the world shootout like basketball. Kick from 50 from all angles. The men on the mark can move freely but not forward, or no man on the mark. One player from each team take turns in kicking one after the other.
I I just picture Anzac Day, the intensity, high pressure situation. And then you just get the ground announcer going, right, it's time for a round the world shootout.
And lining up from the boundary, Jamie Elliott.
In that
Quiet,
famous
please,
pocket.
everybody. Quiet, please. Let him have his shot. Fuck, man. That's like talk about killing defenders in games. Talk about killing the concept of defending when you just make the whole result of a game just based on a fucking shootout.
I
You know
know.
what? Let the shootout happen. Let it be the defenders that do it, though. Whoever the starting six were in the game that started in the back line, make them be the six that have to kick the goal. Then, fucking pure entertainment. Absolutely. Go for it.
Ah, all hopes rest on Billy Frampton having a set shot on goal.
Dougal Howard lines up from 45 to win the game. Like, just...
Oh, that's oh
It's fucking Jordan McMahon on a whole new level. It's
Yeah, that's a
just,
throwback.
just so good. Like, oh, the best. I honestly, I saw that reply and I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Um, Also not good at all.
Yeah, it poses a question, right? Who would you pick in the whole, like if you had to have a set shot for your life or to win a game, who are you picking
The whole league, out of like
out
everyone in
of
the whole league.
everyone?
Nick Larkey.
Oh yeah.
Nick Larkey is the guy. He's the one.
Yeah.
Or
I
left
don't
field.
mind that.
Left field. Josh Shackey, right? Because listen to me. I know the guy can't get the ball, but if the umpire literally hands it to him and says, "Here, have a set shot," he's actually not a bad set shot kick. So my theory is, if you put him in a situation that's just a shootout, and he doesn't have to worry about anything, he doesn't have to worry about actually getting the ball because he doesn't know how to do that. He doesn't have to worry about doing that, but you just give him the ball, he might actually be able to kick it.
Do you know what the problem is as well? Like, I wouldn't pick anyone from Port because we're terrible at
So,
set shots. But if there's one bloke, and I reckon he's going to become one of the more clutch players in history, I think it's Jason Horne-Francis.
that's fair. He's done some very clutch things over time already.
Yeah. Or I think he's got big balls, this man. I think Harry Mackay is,
Yeah.
when the game's on the line, I think, and the Carlton fans will love that, but I back him.
Gives him a lot of everyone gives him a lot of shit, but I think it put the pressure on him. Blake Acres, actually, great shout. Blake Acres could fucking if you put the ball in his hands in the last 3 minutes, Blake Acres, that man will kick it. It does not fucking matter where he is. That man
Yeah.
kicks it.
And he gets people back in the game.
I
I
know
mean,
he
look on the
doesn't.
weekend.
Yeah,
Kick
got
two in
close.
like a minute.
I don't know. He's definitely one of the more clutch players. Jason on Francis one. He's very funny because all I think about in terms of like the clutch stuff is that fucking pickup he did in the wet last year. Like, do you
He did it
remember
again on the weekend.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about that one last year where he just
Yeah.
scoops one hand, and I remember watching that on replay, and I was like, "That is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my time."
It's
Like, I know he
become
didn't
his
kick the goal
trademark.
after. I know he didn't kick the goal after, like he handed off for the goal, but I was like, "Fuck, God, that's good."
He's got like, like he's got soup ladle hands.
Yep, just scoop, just a
Yeah,
nice scoop.
just he'd be very good on Bob the Builder. Just
What a
scoop
reference.
Mark and Dizzy. Rolly too.
But yes,
Lofty reminds me of Charlie Dixon.
just a brickhead.
Yeah.
This is a real niche stuff here. Bob the Builder call outs
Because
on
this
that.
morning I was on TikTok and they did a then and now reference.
You know
And then
they call that conductor just the conductor now. That shit sucks.
they changed his structural presence.
I don't know. I don't know if he looks any different, but I think I just saw a thing the other day that they changed it from whether it was the fat constructor or whatever to just the constructor. I'm like, that's boring.
Bit, niche, broad.
Oh well.
Stuart,
Nathan.
Nate, was it Nate? Yeah, I was just gonna say Nathan.
We're a football podcast.
Yeah,
We
sorry,
got
I went, I
Nathan
went,
before
I
Stuart.
went into my, summer sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Went to cricket mode.
Um, Speaking of highlights, and well, not cricket at all, but um, when we talk about Anzac moments and the draw,
Oh yeah.
um, I got a call the other day. Actually, no, I saw it on the news. There was something about how uh, flights were stopped from about 6 o'clock onwards in Victoria because there was a man in the air, and his name was Jamie Elliott. They still think, and I know that Anthony Hudson asked if Brad Ottens would ever come down.
Mhm.
Jamie Elliott still hasn't,
Jamie Elliott, high
and
five, Brad. As Ottens was coming down and Elliott was going up. Jamie
yeah,
Elliott
it's
gave him a
like
high five.
the fucking Screamer Mark tag team match. Yeah, that was a fucking unbelievable mark.
Yep, and I think the gravity of the situation, obviously Anzac Day, the fact that it's Elliott against Essendon, which he seems to do some stupid shit against Essendon. The fact that it's Elliott against Essendon, how good the mark actually is. The fact that it's on Ben Mackay is really funny too, like really funny.
Oh yeah.
Uh, one of the great marks I've seen in the last 7 years. Like last year's were good, beats all the last years though. I don't think anything beats this year at all, personally. I think it's just probably taking it out unless someone does something actually fucked. I think this one takes it out.
Who won last year's? Was it the Himmelberg?
Himmelbergs. I think the
Won
the
against
first
the Crows.
yeah, they're like round one, like pretty much
Yeah,
won it in round one.
that was a good mark, but you just knew that someone could potentially beat it. But this one, I just sit, yeah, like you said, I sit here and I go, you talk about the moment, you talk about the occasion, and you talk about the actual mark itself.
Nothing beats
It
it.
was clean.
Perfect. You know what else? You know what I love as well? Love that he didn't land on his feet. Don't know what it is, but I love when someone gets up and takes a massive grab and then lands on their back or like
Yep,
lands like on their side. It's way better than when they land on their feet. 'Cause when they land on their feet, it's like, oh, you just jumped. When they get up like that, though, it's like they've like taken this huge fucking thing and fallen all the way down. Loved
yeah.
it. Loved it. Thought it was awesome.
I have watched it back a few times, different angles, and I just every time you look at it and you just go, that's just yeah. And the fact that we saw the photo, I think it was taken by was it Michael Wilson? Yeah. Just the opposition fans in the background. It's just
Whole
oh,
bay of
I
Essendon fans.
love that shit.
The whole bay is Essendon fans. He's just taking it against the sea of red and black, and you're like, oh, like it, and he kicks the goal afterwards. Oh
Yes,
fuck. Like,
that's the other thing.
oh.
They never kick the goal afterwards. They take a big hanger and then they spray it right or hit the post. He
Play
slotted that
handball.
bitch.
Jeremy, how I'm looking at you. He handballed it after he took one of the greatest marks of all time against Sydney, and he handballs it.
Yeah, like what? Take the moment in.
Elliott did it perfectly. Takes an absolute screamer, lays on his back for a little while, slowly gets up, and then kicks it for 50. Fucking
Took his
could not
30
have done it
seconds.
better. Could not have done it better, Jamie Elliott. Well played. Knew the
Yeah.
moment, decided this is my moment. I'm kicking
And the
this.
goal umpire didn't move.
Nah,
Thank you, Jamie Elliott.
thank you,
That
Jamie
also
Elliott.
got me plus 12 in fantasy, so that was even better.
It's helpful too.
Yeah.
That helps the
When he took the
the
mark, I was like, 3!
come on.
They should get more for a mark like that.
Like a special mark, yeah. Well, I know
Yeah.
I think Supercoach do extra points for like clutch plays,
Contested.
like things and like things in the last like 2 minutes of a game, whatever they do, like extra points. You should get extra points for like flair. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah.
like a screamer. You as a Supercoach statistician should be like, okay, that's meant to be like 5. Really, let's give him like 8. Like that was
Yeah.
that was pretty fucking good. Like,
It
so
should be a yeah, you should get 3, like 3 for the mark or whatever, and then it's just plus however you feel the moment was.
like 10. Fuck, get
Yeah.
him, give him all like, just go.
Yeah. I like it. We did ask a question as well about following this. Obviously there was 94, 5,000 people there or something like that. 92, so I don't know, it was in the 90s. Um we asked what's the best mark people have seen live and variations in this.
But lots of answers, which was nice. And
Yeah.
it's like all years and stuff. Like it's not just like recent marks. There is some marks here from like a long time ago, and I love to be able to see it because it's like you can like you see back in the day like how like I think this points out that the specky or the screamer or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the hanger has been in the game for as long as the game's been around, and that's something that like you could never take away. Like people are always like, oh, if we're so whatever about concussion, like why are you letting it do that? It's like because it's a fucking hanger and you can't get rid of it. Like it's one of the great things in AFL is the specky and like the fact that like all of our answers come from everywhere, like
Yeah.
years and years in the past, and now it's fucking awesome. So yes, do you want
Got
to
a
go through a
few.
couple?
Yeah, well, obviously you posted a few pictures which clearly represent a couple of hours, and then a couple of big ones in our sort of era that we've been watching. Obviously, Elliott on the weekend, and then Howe against Sydney with the iconic commentary. Now, for me, like Mark someone taking a mark and then the commentary with it is always just makes it a little bit better. So like Anthony Hudson saying, "How did he do that?" is
Yep.
borderline. I've got a semi just watching it. So
There's a link of
um,
beauty. Classic.
yeah. Even I thought JB on the weekend
They did
made
all right.
Elliott. He'd made like the way he said Elliott was like, yeah.
Rex
When
Hunt,
people
a bit of Rex Hunt about it. A little bit of Rex Hunt
yeah,
about it. Yeah,
it
yeah.
was an extension of the name and the vowels, so that's always nice.
Yeah.
And then obviously Danaher against the Saints a few years back, and then Wingard in 2014, also against the Saints. I'm sensing a theme.
Yeah, a little bit of a theme here.
Yeah,
Also another mark that I actually we'll talk about it in a little bit, but Joe Danaher's mark. I mean, we can talk about ours first. So we did a mark you've seen live. And mine personally, I think is the Danaher one. And it was one of those ones where I know exactly where I was because usually I sit in the member seats at Saints games, but I was going with my mate. And so I was sitting up in like the GA, just I'm pretty sure we got to the game late. I pretty much just sat down in my seat, look up at the field and see Joe Danaher climb on fucking Jake Carlisle's back and take an absolute screamer in the forward pocket. And I was like, fuck me. That's a great mark. Not like one of the most iconic ever, but it was just a very good mark. And it's just very funny. And like, yes, it's against St Kilda, but like, whatever, man. It was good.
I remember it too. Um, it was a good one. Mine was the Wingard one, Adelaide Oval, and I remember the same thing as I was sitting there and I'm watching this play. I can still picture it in my head now, and I'm watching the play and I'm thinking he is a long way back from whoever he took. I think it was Sean Dempster.
Yeah, Sean Dempster. Yeah.
Oh, look at that go. That was a nice reference.
That was a
But
good call.
yeah, so like I was just sitting there and I'm thinking this is going to take a mark here. I don't know how good it's going to be, but he's going to take a mark. And then they put it inside 50 and he hung
Yeah.
and he just kept hanging. And I was like, this is yeah, my mouth was open.
Yeah.
There's been a few times that I've had been in shock, and one of them was Boaks going the gather round last year. You know, we'll talk about that later. Um, but yeah, that Wingard mark was exceptional. But the thing with it though, and we talk about soaking it in, he played on. I swear he was concussed or something because he played on Snapchat and the ball just dribbled through. Westhoff was on the goal line. He turned around and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" So it
Why
was
did
just funny. But like, yeah, that's I still remember there's like 45,000 people for a twilight Saturday game against the Saints at the Adelaide Oval was unheard of.
Saints were really bad? It was what? It was 2014, wasn't it? Saints were
Yeah,
last, I think. I think we were Spooners that year. So yeah,
yeah,
terrific.
yeah. Yeah, he were.
You pumped us. I think you killed us that game. Either way, very like yeah, two good ones against the Saints. One that like I know I obviously I wasn't there, but I wish I was there. But like you were talking before about the commentary thing. Goddard's mark in the grand final. If I was there in 2010 at that draw when Goddard took that mark, I know for a fact that would be 100% the best mark I've ever seen in my entire life. Because
Oh, 100%.
you talk about moments, we did not lead that entire grand final up until that point. Goddard takes a fucking screamer at the top of the goal square, and Saints fans go into fucking raptures. Eric Banner is jumping off his fucking seat. Like, everyone is losing the plot. I know if I was there, that'd be it 100%. But hearing the commentary of it, where it builds, Bruce calls Goddard well before he jumps. Like, he is still running into that. And like you
Yeah,
talking before, he knew he was going to take the mark. Bruce knew. Bruce was like, Goddard is fucking going for this.
yeah.
And he was playing one of the all-time last quarters, and he just fucking flies. And like, yeah, that would be it. And yeah, you talk about commentary building a fucking mark. That's that. Like, that's
It
the
just it's the whole thing.
yeah,
That's what makes a good moment. It's just in capturing not just what happened, but it's the sound. Everyone resonates with sound, and yeah, you put that to picture. That's what I mean by like the commentary on top of a mark like that. Like there's commentators in moments, and we'll talk about all the other marks in a sec. But like, there's moments where we talk about the Goddard with Bruce. I think Dwayne Russell's another one that's very good at captivating a mark or a goal. Um, I think even like Adam Papalia is pretty good too.
yeah,
I think he does really well. I think Georgiades took mark of the year last year against Freo. No, it was the year before, I think it was. And it was yeah. It's just people that captivate those moments. It's what makes it even better, I think.
yeah. And people give BT a lot of shit, but when you talk about commentators building a moment, I think of that Liam Ryan mark on Max Gorn where he calls Liam Ryan going back first. Like BT, before the ball even gets kicked, BT says, Ryan's running around the back. He's going to want this. And he says, and here we go. And then he does the run as he
Yeah,
jumps on fucking Gord's shoulders. BT, in that moment, I was like, fucking nailed it because he knew it was happening. He could see Ryan running back and went, he's going to take a fucking scream on Max Gordon's head right here. And I'm going to call the entire thing. And he did it. And it was perfect. Like,
yeah.
talk about commentary. But I think these marks, as we're talking about, they obviously don't need commentary because, you're there live and it's just the raw emotion of the crowd, like lifting when they get up for these marks. It's fucking awesome.
There was another one as well, and I don't think I was at this game. Liam Jara, mentioned here by Wellesley. Wellesley agrees with me. Must be a Port fan.
Yeah.
Um, a Wingard against the Saints 2014, but then Liam Jara versus Port in 2010.
Another one.
Yeah, that was. I think we pumped them that day, but the highlight of that day was that mark.
Yeah, he took it and he gets so high, and it's like it's similar to I think it's similar to the Nat Nui one that he take when Nat Nui was like, remember that Nat Nui one where he like gets really, really high up? It's very similar in like they hit the pack and then go up even more and then come down. It's so fucking weird. Like it's unbelievable to see though. And yeah, I remember that Jara one is like that Jara one is all over the AFL highlights videos.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable. This is another one from Jared. Jared, Jared, Jared. Different spelling, but anyway. Ashley Sampi against the D's. That is
Yeah,
in every highlights of
yeah.
2000s, that mark. And it's BT who commentated.
Happy.
Yeah,
You get the full thing. Awesome.
he's a
Um,
forgotten man.
Oh, yeah, very good football though. And then I mean the one just under it from Paul James. It's one of the most classic marks of all time, from Gary Moorcroft, where it's I think it's called at the time as the mark of the century from Bruce. Like I think he says it's like he says something along the lines of the mark of the century. And the photo, like the still photo of Moorcroft going back with it, almost does the like it almost beats out the video because it's like how do you even do that? Like
I don't
how
know.
does one actually do that?
It's I think Bruce is right.
It's close. It's got to be close.
I I don't know if you can top it. I know there's been a lot of yeah. You'd have to go through it. You'd have to do a lot of study.
Yeah. Well, talking about doing a lot of study, this one from Scotty Hammers, Aussie Test wicketkeeper Tim Zora taking the best mark I've ever seen live playing for East Fremantle in the Waffle back in the 80s or early 90s. What I'm going to do, this is my assignment for the league. I know I've got a lot of other assignments to do. My assignment for the league is I'm going to find, right? I'm going to find where this was broadcast and I'm going to find this mark because I feel like that'll be really difficult, but I'm going to do it and I want to see how good this is.
Can you, when you find it, react? And that'll be we'll
I'll
put
do the
that up.
video. That's what I'm planning on doing because that looks like it'll be really hard to find, but I'm going to try and find it.
Just let us know how you go.
It'll either be a video of me reacting to it or a post being like couldn't find it.
I've been everywhere.
But no, that's very niche. Very, very niche.
Luke, I'm gonna pronounce it. Pascardi, I'm gonna say.
Yep.
But sometimes S and C make a pash noise.
It's either
Nash.
Piscary or Piscary.
I'm gonna say Pascardi or Pascardi, whatever. Andrew Walker, robbed of Mark of the Year.
Yeah. When I think mark of the when I think the greatest mark that I've seen like in my sort of years of watching football, like Moorcroft came before me. When I think of the greatest mark I've ever seen, it's that Andrew Walker mark. And the funniest part about it as well, it's on Jake Carlisle too. So the Danaher one, and Andrew Walker took this on Carlisle. He's a poor man getting a lot of hangers taken on him, but this is one of the all-time marks. Uh, I have
I
no
agree.
words to explain what this mark is. There's no word to explain how good that mark is.
I'm sure there's tons more, but I think we do have to mention Tony Modra.
Oh yeah, Godra, of course.
Just for a man of that stature, like big boy,
Big dude.
got up. Springs and knees type operation.
Yeah.
I like it.
He's
Any others?
well, I'm going through. There's a lot of the Wingard one. Like the Wingard one is a very popular one. The Chris Tarrant one versus Melbourne. I remember that one because that's again the commentary. I remember the commentary. It's the Tarrant because he gets
Yeah.
fucking like so high, and I'm pretty sure it's the one that's like on the goal line basically. Speaking of on the goal line, I think of Birdman. I think of the
Yeah,
that I think of Birdman marks because like he took some fucking scrapes back in the day. I'd say
he
that.
did.
I like those ones I think of as well. But yeah, a lot of Wingard.
Do
And
you
then there's another one.
remember Jay
Yeah.
Schultz's against Melbourne,
Yes, I know
where
exactly.
everyone thought it was behind the goal line, but they paid it?
Yep. Still wondering to this day if it was on the goal.
Do you know what? He took that one, and in the same year, back at the G in the final against Collingwood, he took that one early on in the game, which
Mhm.
I thought was better. And if it was in season, it would have won Mark of the Year.
Yeah, that's
He'd
probably
gone
fair.
over the back of four different Collingwood blokes, gotten up.
Freakish. Very good. I
Sorry, it just pictured back into my mind.
just flew back into the front of the brain. Just
Yeah,
Jay Shaw. I mean, you did talk to him quite recently, so it's pretty fresh in the dome. That's a
gonna
little pairs on a pod plug for everybody. That's really hard to say. Say that three times fast. Pairs on a pod plug. Say that three times.
pairs on a pod plug, pairs on a pod plug, pairs on a pod plug.
Pairs on a plug. But yes, yeah, the Jay Schultz stuff is good. There's not a lot of like Saints ones that like spring out like that I was like at like actual like Saints other than the Dano one on us. But like I don't think of too many like ones that we took. Rewald obviously took a bunch of just big pack marks and stuff like that.
The other thing, like you just mentioned pack marks,
Mhm.
and I think they're undervalued.
Yeah. Well,
They
I
don't
think
get conversation.
to this day, two of like the best marks we've ever seen, both very similar vibes, Jono Brown and Nick Rewald, both where they're running back with the flight. Like they're obviously not the big screamers and speckies and whatever, but they are two of the greatest marks you'll ever see because it's just like no regard for anything, like just running back, hopes and dreams, just like hands in the air, hoping that it's going to land there.
Well,
Ridiculous.
yeah, I think I completely agree with that. And like you mentioned, like Leo Barry
Yep.
in the granny. I'll say as
Michael
well,
Gardner. Michael Gardner,
Michael
Saints.
Gardner.
Yep.
I'll go with uh, Freo coach Justin Longmuir against I think it was against the Saints actually.
Fuck.
In '05 with the long sleeves, kicking the winner after the siren. Nat Nui against North Melbourne after
Yep.
the
That's a
siren.
big one. Yeah, that's a big one. Yep.
Like,
But
do you
Sam
think?
Walsh.
Yeah, do you
Sam
think pack marks are undervalued?
100%. Like, are they like
Underrated.
they get like some mentions of things like in the big moments they get mentions of things like you said the Nat Nui one where it ends up leading into a goal, the Leo Barry one, the Michael Gardner one, like those ones. But there's also some where they just throwing their body on the line and just hoping, and the fact that they can pull them down, like just insane. Like
We talk about
it's
moments.
yeah.
Like those are moments that go with the mark. It's
Mhm.
not just, oh, we're talking second quarter, 15 minutes in, we've just taken an excellent pack mark and it's 4 goals to 3. Like it's these are end of the game moments that have won or lost games. And yeah, they're not even talked about in this conversation. And I think they should be part of that.
Yeah. I think it's just because it's like the spectacle of things, like the hanger is the hanger. Like seeing somebody jump almost over somebody else is fucking insanity. So like it's easier to be so wowed by those. But then I think the pack mark is appreciated more by the actual like the hardcore fans or the fans that know more about footy. They're the ones that like appreciate those kinds of marks because you know how hard they are to do and you know how little you want to be the one taking that mark because you're like, I'm not fucking doing that. I'll get killed. Like
You know who does it more often than not? Defenders.
defenders. Defender
Yeah.
pride, baby.
With the heart and soul of the
Defender
game.
pride, baby.
Put it up for the defenders. You know, we put our bodies on the line. We stop your stupid goals going through. Never get any credit.
Defender, baby. That's why there should be a defender award at the Brownlow. The midfielder award is the Brownlow, obviously. The Coleman's there. That's fine. Give one for the defenders,
Should be called the Golden Fist, man.
or just the
In
Danny Frawley Cup. Like the Danny Frawley medal, anything like that.
Nah, bring it. Give it Danny Foley fist. Just
Yeah, the
give a
Danny Frawley.
fist.
Yeah, like it was the on the couch, the bounce days.
Yeah, that
So
was the
good.
best. Oh, it was the best fister of 2024. Anyway, so I'm glad we've Covered a lot of that. And if you thought we weren't a football podcast, we've certainly brought it back after last time's efforts. But
We had a lot of footy brain talk for a while there, and I think we did this last time, except that the footy talk was a lot shorter last time, whereas this time we've had a lot more footy talk, but now it's about to go off the rails. I get the feeling, and it starts with a fisting joke. So
I was purely talking about coming over the top of a pack, and
yeah,
I don't know where your mind was going,
yeah,
but
no, of course, the silence afterwards was deafening.
I was just envisioning my highlights of. Anyway, so we're going to do a word or a number association this week for the list
You just made the list!
because we thought this would be fun, and this is what happens when I come up with ideas at 8:30 in the morning and are forced to record at before 12 p.m.
We saw a TikTok, and our favorite thing to do is steal ideas from other people.
And
Because
put it in a way where it suits our topic.
yeah, and change it. Yeah, change it to us, but definitely steal them. Like I think the original idea for the list we came from me looking at a TikTok one day and was like, that's pretty good. We'll do that.
And we turned it into made it look like it was Chris Jericho. Yeah, stuff.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
You just made the list.
Exactly. Listen to that more times than I'd like to admit last year. Every
Yeah.
time it loaded into TikTok, you just made the list. Thank you. I know.
And it'd take forever to load in, so you just hear it multiple times.
Hear it over and over.
You just made the list. You just made the list. You
Okay,
just made the list.
But
Hey,
yes,
Jared. Just made the list.
number association. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, this is just going to be quick and easy, bit of fun. It's basically we're going to read out 5 numbers each, and whatever number that we say, we have to put a player to it. So if I say, for example, and it's not one of the numbers I've got, but for example, if I say number 41, I'm thinking Anthony Alessiani.
Say Dara Joyce.
It's the first time ever, and the only time ever, I'll be putting the same
You'll be put
sentence
the
as
same
Darren
sentence.
Joyce.
They're still on the list. Let me find that out. Before we continue, I just need to find out if Dara Joyce is still on the list.
I would put Greg Bentley
Yep, that'll work. I love how we
or
both just skipped it pretty much.
oh yeah,
You still play us. How about it?
it is what it is, you know. Beggars can't be choosers. Anyway, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can read you my numbers and then I'll read all 5 and then you can obviously associate and then we'll do your 5.
Oh, we're
Okay.
going 5
Do we want
5,
to do
or we're going
5
to read
each?
a number at a time?
We can do whatever we want to do.
Let's go 1 each.
All right, let's go 1 each. All right, I'll say my first number out and then you ready?
Yeah.
Clear the brain. Brain's clear.
No more Fisher in there. Number 12, Nathan Loney.
There's been some all-time number 12s in the AFL. He's pulled out Nathan Loney.
Oh, you think this is going to be easy? I could have said Nick Rewalt.
Yeah, that's what came to my head, obviously. But yeah.
Oh, well, duh, because he's basically imprinted as a DNA on your brain.
Yeah, always.
It's like a canvas on your brain. Mine's Nathan Loney.
Sure.
My first number for you is number 9.
Jack Steele. Straight away. Straight away. Couldn't dance around it. Go straight to Steele. Sorry, Crips fans, but Jack Steele's my boy.
This is going to be basically just a St Kilda Port Adelaide thing, I think. But
Yeah, I think it's better
fun.
said. All right, next one. Number 8.
Sean Burgoyne.
Solid. Solid pick.
It was 9 at Hawthorn, 8 at Port.
Yep. Good, but solid pick.
I'm just going safe early here.
Yeah, be safe early, and then let me think more when I don't want to just split one out. I want to be like, okay, let me see what I get first.
Yeah. My next one is number 17.
Dylan Robertson. Talk about
Oh,
Saints.
yeah,
That
that's really
did not
niche.
get through. Dylan Robertson. He played halfback. I used to love him because I think I loved him so much because when I was number 17 at footy, he was number 17 for St Kilda and he was also a halfback and I was playing halfback. So I think I was just like, it's my boy right there. Like, that's my guy. So I've got Dylan Robertson imprinted on the brain. There we go. We're getting away from the Jack Steels and heading for the Dylan.
Yeah, at least you've got range.
Yeah, we got rage.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
All right, my next one. Number 17.
Here we do.
Yep, safe.
Yeah, I have to.
That's safe.
I'm just going 2004, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the premiership team.
Yeah, just a premiership team. I'm sure there's other players out there, but
But no, why not?
Stewie Jew and Dylan Robertson. What a duo.
Nathan Loney.
Yeah, I'm I've got range.
Oh dear.
My next number for you is 23.
Okay. Like, as much as I was saying I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna be niche about it. It's Lance Franklin. Like it is
Yeah.
now, it always will be. It's Buddy. Like, I think it's
You know
also
what's,
because like he's playing because of Hawks Sydney on the weekend. So yeah.
what's funny is actually I didn't think Buddy when I wrote it down for you. I was thinking Darren Glass.
Just oh, okay. Justin Kaczynski.
Yeah, yeah. Or Andrew McLeod.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. That's fair. I think I just Buddy's been in my brain because I the game the other day and stuff, and it's Buddy Franklin. Let's be real.
Yeah, I like that. No, I like
One of
it.
the
That's
old
good.
yeah, that's good. Okay. One for you, number 25.
25. I'm gonna try and not be safe here.
Hmm.
Let's see what I can. Who's been 25?
I think the one that I was thinking of. Let me just make sure he actually is 25. Otherwise, that'd be really fucking funny.
See, I'll. I don't want to be safe, but I'll say it's safe anyway. Dom Cassisi.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I get it.
Who else has been 25?
Think, hang on. Am I? No, okay,
Has
no.
there been many famous 25s?
Let's find out. I'm looking it up because
Yeah, read
when I
out some 25s for me.
yes, I'll read out some 25s.
Because that is just a number you wouldn't think is
Because right, you think it's close to 23. Like 23 is one of like the most
famous
like
numbers.
iconic ones. And then 25 is very close, but like it's obviously not. So the top leading games in the number 25, we have Shannon Hearn, Alex Jesaulenko, Scott Lucas, Brendan Gale, Ben Rutten, Sam Fisher, Ted Richards, Jack Chris, Tom McDonald, Bill Picken.
See, I'm not recognizing that.
That's fair.
Like
I mean,
Ben Rutten,
Jesaulenko, I
yes.
suppose. Jesaulenko, I suppose, but that's just because like
Scott Lucas, yeah, maybe.
there's also actually,
Shannon Hearn.
you look at the goals, there's also Fev. So there's
Oh, well,
that.
we're idiots.
We've just eliminated one of the great goal kickers of the 21st century.
Yeah. So,
Whoops.
what'd you pick for 25? Dom Cassisi. Right. You could have
No
gone
Fev.
with Fev. Yeah, but did Fev ever kick a winner against Geelong down in Geelong?
Did Fev have kick 100? Didn't think so.
Neither did Dom. Name two players that wore number 25 that didn't kick 100 goals in a year. Brendan Favola and Dom Cassisi.
Brendan Fowler and Sam Fisher. Yeah.
I think we've just found our TikTok for the week.
There it is.
Um, my next number for you is number 30.
Number 30. Ooh. Boy. Might be stuck here. Flat 30.
Yeah, 30.
This is tough. My jumper numbers knowledge, I don't think is
Yeah, mine's not as good as I thought.
as good as I thought it was going to be. 30. I don't know why, but
Uh-huh.
I feel like Jared Waite was 30.
I reckon he was too.
I mean, do some
This is a lot of
uh,
live research.
live research happening. Number
While
30.
I,
Jared Waite.
yeah,
Yes.
I was just about to say, also Matthew Scarlett.
I just skipped one of the all-time best defenders.
Peter Matera,
Oh fuck. I've just skipped
um,
like
Campbell
fuck.
Brown.
I've skipped some genuine fucking superstars and I've pulled Jared Wade out of my ass. Oh, Charlie fucking Curnow is number 30. Oh my god.
Eric Hipwood.
This thing was like, who's playing now? It's number 30. And I was like, no one, surely. Fucking Charlie Curnow. Oh boy. That's really
I'll never
funny.
forget Troy Chaplin's stint at Port wearing number 30.
Oh fuck. Oh wow. That's really funny.
That's
I can't believe I skipped Matthew Scarlett. That's fucking hilarious.
your
Anyway.
reaction is priceless.
My last one is number 32. I'd say there's probably three that are big.
Oh, Mark Rashudo.
Yes. That's the one that one of the ones I was thinking of.
Who's the bloke that played for West Coast? Oh, Andrew Embley.
Yep.
There's been a lot of
Last one's
32s.
last one's kind of funny. The last one's just kind of like a meme and like it was just a funny player to watch half the time.
Oh, Patrick Dangerfield.
He's 35, isn't he?
He's 32 at the Crows.
Oh yeah, okay.
He took over from Rue. Travis Cloak.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that I would have gone for. Travis Cloak. I think Travis Cloak with the glove on. That's all I
Who's the
think.
bloke that played for Melbourne?
Melbourne
He had two
32.
first names. Cameron Bruce.
Bruce.
Fuck. So
32 is
apparently 32 is a brain in me, apparently.
yeah, 32 is one of the rare ones.
There has not been a famous Port Adelaide 32, but I can riff off 5 other 32s.
Stephen Motlop. It's 32.
He wasn't 32 at Port.
Oh, so I just looked up the
32
thing.
at
That's
Geelong.
what?
I don't know. I don't care, to be honest. All right. I think this one you'll do fine at. I wanted to go easy at the end, and if you don't get it, then God forbid you ever come onto this podcast again. Number one.
Number one. You want the number one that came to my mind straight away?
Yeah.
Jason Graham, right?
This is what we want with the word association. The
I'm
first
taking
thing you
that.
think.
I'm taking Jason Graham as my number one because that's very fucking funny.
I love that. I love that a lot. Jason Graham. But what we've learned from this whole segment is that Brendan Favola and Dom Cassisi never kicked 100 goals in a season.
And that Jared Waite is a more memorable footballer than Matthew Scarlett.
Sometimes, though, when you get these things, right, and I think numbers are a symbol of our game.
Yep.
You look at famous numbers, we talk about nines, we talk about, threes,
12,
fours,
3.
12, 10. They're all famous numbers, and They always can be quite sexy on the back.
I spent
And that
almost that
just,
time looking down at the stupid sexy thing that's written at the top of my note screen, being like, I know where we're headed.
next episode, I'm going to throw you off and just
I'm
mum
gonna
it
put it at
all
the
up.
top of the episode. Put it at the top of the episode or something like that.
Welcome
Really
back
fuck.
to the glass table. It's super sexy time.
Like fuck. Okay.
I was going to do it after the fisting comment, but I thought that would be a bit.
I was gonna make the joke as well, being like, could have been the perfect tie-in, but we'll just
Yeah, but I don't think fisting's ever really the perfect timing for anything. So unless you're playing footy. Anyway, should we do some stupid sexy?
let's do it.
Stupid sexy.
All right, Jared, it's time for super sexy. This is where we name anything that's pretty much on our mind at the moment. It's super sexy. No more players because we're a worldwide podcast now.
Yep, we're doing everything. We're just
Mm.
loading up.
Worldwide. Mr. Worldwide. Pitbull. Mr. 305.
305.
Darley. Bitty boy, diggity dog.
The video that lives rent free in my head is that one where I can't even remember what the speech is, but he's like, he's doing the
Yeah, I know exactly which one.
like, that's just something get fucked up, and I'm like, yeah, go people.
You had me at get fucked up.
Okay, my stupid sexy this week. I tend to tie mine into like sports events that are happening around here because don't know if you guys know that's kind of all I do is watch sports. So
Must
basically,
be a hard life.
yeah, tough life. I know I do it for work and I do it in my free time as well. You'd think I'd get sick of it, but no. The
Shame.
NFL draft just happened, as we know. The NFL draft was obviously it's massive over here, which is crazy. Like the AFL draft is like big enough in Australia, like, but no one goes to it. Like it's just the families and things. The NFL draft, I don't know if you saw some of the clips and stuff. It was in Detroit this year. They had like 200,000 people just in the streets of Detroit, just watching this guy come out and read names off a fucking envelope. And I'm like, that is insanity. Like they had Eminem come out and like open it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like
That's sick.
why is this a thing? Anyway, it happened on the weekend. I worked the first bit of it. And it obviously got me back into the NFL mood because they did the draft and the season sort of starts kicking off, like the early games and whatever. It's very exciting. Yeah, this guy that I'm about to pick, his brother got named Sexiest Man Alive this year, which was, I think, kind of a meme, a little bit of a meme. But in terms of the brother himself, and he's very, very famous right now because I think he's some famous singer's boyfriend or something like that. I don't know. But Travis Kelce, right? Don't know if you've seen the man. That man, don't know if you guys have seen him. He's not like he's on every social media fucking platform in the world and he's in every single post. But Travis Kelce, he's about 6'5" and he's
Ooh.
massive. He's a big dude and he's a good looking man. And his brother, Jason, got named Sexiest Man Alive. And I don't know if you saw his appearance at WrestleMania, but that was very funny. But Travis Kelce is my man. And he's a good looking dude. Like a rugged, he looks like a classic lumberjack. Don't know if you've seen the photos.
Get the old flannel out.
Yep. If you put a flannel on, he would look like straight out of Little Red Riding Hood. He'd be that lumberjack. I'm thinking of what fucking movie am I thinking of? Which something? Animated which movie? Nah. Like Hood. I think the movie's just called Hood.
Yeah.
That guy. He looks like the lumberjack in Hoodwinked. He looks like the guy in Hoodwinked.
Is it animated?
Yes.
I have no further comment on that.
But Travis Kelce, good looking dude, big man, big hands. Crazy statement. Need to stop with that.
The couple of things I take from that is I think you're obviously he's dating I think a well-known famous singer.
Maybe.
I think you're chasing a bit of clout there, that one. And two, it's very good to know that you have a thing for 6'5" men.
5 men with beards.
Yeah. And they're, well, I mean, a big
You've
is
already
strong.
been you've already been one of my picks. I can't reuse picks. Bit
Yeah, but it's a bit of a nod to the old.
of a tip of the cap.
All right, at least you're stuck with the men this week, which is good.
What about you? Just stick with the men this
Oh
week?
no, I definitely stuck with the men. All right, don't worry about
Nice.
that.
Good.
Yeah, no, I was going to do Anzac round as a whole,
Okay. That's fair.
but I feel like we've talked about that enough. So it was still linked with footy, but Friday night, obviously Port home game. Live Golf is in Adelaide at the moment, and it's not so much the person. Okay, I'm going to make that clear. This is not one of your Cameron Smith, I need something, blah, blah, blah. He looked all right in the golf course, type of thing. No,
It's also the person with Cam Smith. He's a good dude. He did a shoey on the weekend.
you had your turn. Shut up. So he was in the half time. I watched the Channel 7 broadcast back, and Bubba Watson turns up. And the thing about Bubba Watson is, I'm not big on golf. I know the name, but I wouldn't have a fucking clue what he looked like. But he walks into the studio with a Port Adelaide scarf on and instantly became 10 out of 10 for me.
Top three favorite golfers in the world. It's like that.
Just like that, you know? It was hospitality, everything was linked with Port Adelaide. Yeah, so simply you just put a Port Adelaide scarf on anyone and they're hot as fuck.
If at the start of this podcast, when we started doing this segment, if I thought that 40 something episodes in, Bubba Watson was going to be one of the players, one of the people that got picked in this fucking segment, I would be like, where on earth have we turned this into to the point that Bubba Watson is a
I
is
tell
a,
you what,
a mention here?
I tell you why. It's because I had no idea what to pick, and I've been sick as hell, and I haven't watched much, and it's relevant because it's golf that's happening, will happen in Adelaide.
That's fair enough. Yeah, you got me. Like you've absolutely got me. But like, hilarious that it's just very funny that of all people, Bubba Watson is getting a call right now. It's just so good.
The fact that our age bracket has definitely jumped
We can't, we seem to
a
be
level.
we seem to be heading a bit higher than what we were last year. Pretty sure Bailey Humphrey got picked last year and he barely turned 18. Bailey Humphrey was walking out of his fucking exams and Ant was picking him in this stupid sexy lineup.
There I was, just out the front of his uni, just with a t-shirt. You've been drafted, son.
He goes to his car so he can get his learner's hours up and Ant's sitting in the fucking
What the fuck? Oh boy.
Oh shit.
That took a serious turn.
I told you we do a solid half an hour of footy content every week and then it just fucking derails into whatever this is. Oh man.
You know what's funny is I was actually going to pick Darcy Jones because of his debut and everything, but now that you bring that up, I'm delaying it for about 3 years.
Dusty Jones gets a call up in 2027 at this rate.
When he takes the helmet off, I've got to stop. That's it. No,
We'll
I
be picking
can't.
Harvey Thomas next week. Harvey Thomas is getting a run next week.
Might have to. I'm glad the retention rate in this podcast dips slightly at this point. Eyes. I don't want the wrong eyes on this. But anyway, If you made it
No,
this far,
that's what we said. We've brought it back now to we've gone the older demographic, so it's fine.
it's when you pick like demographic and like podcasting and stuff, and it shows you stats. It's got like 1 to 17, 18 to 39. We're currently there.
Yeah, we're in that
We're
range.
pushing that 39 to about
Especially with us talking old
23
marks,
to 55.
especially with us talking the old marks and stuff. We're really trying to reel in the older demographic.
You know what's funny? At least Bailey Humphrey can drive to his games now.
He may have been confused as to why he was sitting in the passenger seat, but now he's got his hours up. So who's laughing now, to be honest?
He's a good driver. Kicked a couple of goals on the weekend too.
He did. I think he got knocked out at one point or like got his head taken off by somebody.
He's making Uncle Ant really proud.
We're losing it now.
Lucky there's nothing else to come and we're done.
We're done. How about it?
If anything. You remember the show Craig Ferguson? Like late with Craig Ferguson? Yeah. Used to end the show with what have we learnt tonight, Craig? And the cat would come up. Yeah,
Here's
so
what we've
Jared, I'll tell you what we've learnt tonight. There's a couple of things. One, Jamie Elliott has taken Mark of the Year. Two, Dom Cassisi and Brendan Favola aren't that different. And three, Bailey Humphrey has me to thank for getting his driver's license.
for all the wrong reasons. Goodbye, everybody.